Alright, you guys, this is page 3 of the review. We are factoring. Notice we have a number in front of our a term. So it's no longer 1, it's greater than 1. So I'm going to work all of these problems using the table method. I know some students might know a different method, but I'm going to use the table method. Okay? So whenever you see that number greater than 1 right there, you have to use the table method in order to get it right. You can't just use the x unless you know reduce and slide. So in your table method, you want to put a term here. So that would be the 3x squared. Then you want to come down and put your c term here, which we know is 2, because this is a, this is b, and this is c. To see where the other two boxes come from, you have to factor. So you want to go ahead and put a times c up here and b down here. A times c is 6 and b is 7. So I need to think what multiplies to get me 6 and adds to give me 7. 1 times 6 is 6 and 2 times 3 is 6. This is the combo that will add to give me 7. So 1 and 6. So those guys get to come down here with an x. From here, you're looking for the greatest common factor in each column and then in each row. Notice a term is here, c term is here, and the b term just got split up into these two. I'm going to pull out the greatest common factor in this column. It's just a 1. In this column, they have a lot more in common. They have a 3 in common and an x in common. This row, they have a 1 and an x. And then 6 and 2 have a 2 in common. Notice if I worked backwards to multiply into my table, 1x times 3x is 3x squared. 1x times 1 is 1x. 3x times 2 is 6x. And 1 times 2 is 2. That should always work. You should always be able to multiply those greatest common factors back into your table and get what answer is already in your table. These are both positive, because if you look up here, that told me my same signs are positive. They're all, and then both, told me they were the same sign, and then you look back here and it tells you they're both positive. So these are your answers, already put in the parentheses for you. 3x plus 1 and 1x plus 2. Final answer right there. Same thing for number 17. The first thing I want to do is put my a term here, 7c squared. Then I want to put my c term down here, 2. I want to think what multiplies to give me a times c, which is 14. And what adds to give me 15. 1 times 14, 2 times 7. So this combo right here is going to add to give me 15. 1 and 14. So they get to come into the boxes with the c next to them. Then I pull out the greatest common factor. What number can both of those terms be divided by evenly? In this column, it's just going to be a 1. In this column, it's going to be a 7. And they both have a c, so I can pull that c out. Now I look at my rows. 7c squared and 1c just have a 1c in common. And then these guys both have a 2 in common. So my signs are the same, and they're both positive. So these are my parentheses. 7c plus 1 times 1c plus 2. And you can always FOIL to check here. 7c times 1c is 7c squared. 7c times 2 is 14c. 1 times 1c is 1c. 1 times 2 is 2. And when you combine those like terms, you will get that original answer. FOILing to check is always a great thing. Number 18. Move my paper up a little bit. A term goes here. C term goes down here. Then you think what multiplies to give you A times C, which is 100, and adds to give you 20. In this case, it's going to be 10 times 10. So 10 and 10. 10x gets to come here, and 10x gets to come here. Then you look for your greatest common factor. In this case, it'll be a 5 there. In this case, it'll be a 2x. Across here on your rows, you've got 2, because 4 can be divided by 2, and 10 can be divided by 2. And they both have an x. Across here, you've got both of them have a 5. Notice you can check 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. 5 times 5 is 25. And 2x times 5 is 10x. So both signs are the same and they're both positive. So you get 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5 is your answer. Number 19. A term comes here. C term down here. Factor to figure out your B term. In this case, you want to see what multiplies to give you 36 and adds to give you 13. 36, let's see, 1 and 36, 2 and, what is that, 18? And then 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. Lots of factors there. 4 and 9 are going to add to give you 13. So 4 gets to come into the box and 9. Then I'm going to look for what my greatest common factor is in each column and row. 4 and 6 can both be divided by 2. 6 and 9 can both be divided by 3, and they also have a C. 4 and 6 here have a 2 and a C. 6 and 9 both have a 3. Both of my signs are the same, and they're both positive, so these are my parentheses. 3C plus 2 and 2C plus 3. That's it for page 3. Tune in next for page 4.